Hey guys, welcome back. I'm on my way to work and I'm just doing some thinking out loud again in the car. I think we are kind of hitting a boiling point here, and I think a lot of you are well aware of that, but if you're not, we are sneaking up on two major deadlines. We're about to hit the debt ceiling, and they're trying to sort things out and figure out what we're going to do. Kind of the bail bondsman is knocking on our door saying, I put up your bail and you never showed up to court. What's up with that? And they're not going to leave the doorstep unless you come up with some brilliant idea like a $1 trillion platinum coin. What the heck? No, it doesn't make sense. That won't solve anything. It's hilarious. I mean, if they did mint a $1 trillion platinum coin, it'd have to be like 2 feet in diameter. It's stupid. Anyway, we are not paying our debts. I guess they figured out a way to pay some of them, but and then we have this other deadline of not a certain date. I mean, I think different corporations, entities, and government agencies have their different dates, but there are a bunch of deadlines coming up for when you need to make or not make a medical decision that will allow you to keep your job. November, I think some of them are the end of October. Some of those deadlines are in November, mid to late November. So in my opinion, all of this is coming to a boiling point where we're going to see a lot of possible problems. So on the financial end of it, the debt ceiling, that kind of thing, if we're not paying our debts as a nation, and a bunch of other large nations are already moving away from the petrodollar to their own currency and or like a gold standard, that could be very dangerous for the US dollar, and that could be very dangerous for us because that means a ton of inflation, like dangerous hyperinflation, like having to roll a wheelbarrow full of dollar bills to the grocery store to get a gallon of milk kind of inflation. It won't be good. It won't be good if we lose the if we're not the standard. The US dollar is not the standard. So you have that financial end, and then the mandates, that kind of stuff. So a lot of people say, well, if they quit their jobs, they're just going to bring in the National Guard to take their place. If all the truck drivers decide to stop driving, they'll bring in National Guard to start driving trucks. Well, I hope that they're trained. I hope that they're trained to do all these things. Are we going to have National Guard driving school buses because the school bus drivers are quitting? I mean, it's not just one agency or another. There are a lot of careers within the federal range, I guess, that are under the federal umbrella. And if they decide that they're not going to take part and they quit their jobs, and we think that our 440,000 National Guard members are going to take the place of all of them, that's silly. Absolutely silly. There's no possible way. First of all, because this mandate is supposed to, if it goes into play, it's supposed to affect 100 million Americans. Now, I would say probably most of those 100 million Americans are going to go ahead and do what they got to do to keep their job, but some of them won't. And I think it's going to be more than 440,000 people, but I can't say for sure because I don't know where the heart of the country is. But wouldn't that be something? If our National Guard was busy driving school buses, it would make us very ripe for the picking as far as other nations who decide that they want to be the top dog. They know that our National Guard is occupied, our super woke new military training on other things, not warfare and protection, it would just make us ripe for the picking. And I feel like those other nations are already kind of chomping at the bit to take our place as the number one. So it's kind of a big storm I see a brewing, and I think that storm is going to form an eye somewhere late this year. The whole dark winter thing that we heard about, that Joe actually mentioned, which was kind of weird, but last year, and we all thought it was coming right around the corner, that might actually be this winter. And I know dark winter is a totally different operation. It doesn't mean literally a dark winter, but it's funny that it was said last year. We didn't really see it, but this year I think we're going to see something. Just major supply chain disruptions, major economic impacts. Inflation wouldn't happen that quickly, but also I've been surprised with how inflation has ramped up so quickly. But I think with the combination of supply chain issues and possible other nations wanting to take our place, that, yeah, we might need to be prepared for that. So just do what you can to prepare your household. Food, water filtration, a way to cook, a way to cook your food without your stove. And I even want to say, if you have some money in the bank that you can spare to move into the form of precious metals, might be a smart idea. I mean, not everybody has, a lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck, and there's nothing to spare, that isn't going to go to either preps or paying the bills. They've kind of set up this system so that most people are just living paycheck to paycheck. So if you can't do it, I totally understand. But if you have something in the bank, I suggest, and I'm not a financial advisor, but precious metals, because it's a way to protect your wealth, even if it's just a couple silver coins. If the financial systems collapse and everything with the debt ceiling, like, what if they decide to freeze everyone's assets or freeze your bank account to take care of this whole debt ceiling thing, and then you have no access to what's in your bank? At least you would have a couple of tradable U.S. currency coins that you can fall back on, or even just take out some cash, a little bit of cash to have on hand. That's a good thing to have anyway, in case of maybe hurricane, power outage, that kind of thing, where POS systems aren't working and you can't use your card, swipe your card. So yeah, I'm sorry this is kind of a rambling video, but I just feel like we're reaching this tipping point. The bail bondsman's knocking on the door, and something's gonna have to happen. So keep prepping, guys. Keep stacking what you can. Obviously, food before cash, because there's no point in keeping cash in your safe. If you have no food, you won't be able to eat that cash if it gets real bad and the shelves are bare. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that. You guys have a great day. Thanks for stopping by.